In our morning rounds, the puzzling rise in colorectal cancer deaths in younger adults. A new study shows death rates for white men and women under the age of 55 climbed nearly 14% in a decade after years of overall decline. Over the same period, deadly cases involving African Americans in the same age group went down. CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. Jon LaPook is a gastroenterologist. John, good morning.
Good morning, Vlad.
So explain this new study and what is causing this number of cases to rise in white males under 55 and women?
Nobody knows. Not Rebecca Siegel, who's the study author, not the American Cancer Society, but there's a really interesting theory. So there's something called the microbiome, which includes the trillions of bacteria that are in our guts. 1,000 to 2,000 different species. There's a war of the worlds going on, keeping themselves in balance. Well, if it gets out of balance, there's a theory now in very interesting research that certain species may increase the risk of colon polyps and colon cancer. And maybe there's differences in whites and blacks and other ethnicities.
Wow. So, as we mentioned, the death rate among younger African Americans has gone down, and you're saying we don't really understand why race may be a factor in this.
Yeah, and I want to make sure, because there's been some confusion about this. Year to year, yes, there has been some increase in mortality in whites, but still overall, blacks are much more likely to die and to get colon cancer than whites.
Why is that?
We don't know, but it may be actually a slightly or a different biological disease. So in blacks, the cancers tend to be flatter on the right side. You tend to get them at an earlier age, and they tend to be more deadly and more advanced when they are discovered. And that's why the American College of Gastroenterology suggests screening colonoscopy, which in other people starts at 50, or screening from other means at 50, to start at 45 in African Americans.
45 now.
In African Americans.
Yeah. And how often should you do that?
If you're at average risk every 10 years, if you had a polyp, maybe every 5 years, if it's a big polyp or a difficult polyp to remove, even earlier than that.
Does diet make a difference here?
You know, diet probably does make a difference. So there's been an increased risk in processed red meats and in people who are obese, people who don't exercise, in people who have diabetes. You want to be the right weight. There are things you can do. But, you know, this is something that's in all of our control in terms of the screening. So we're looking at this increase in younger people, but if you look at the people who are age 50 to 54, only 44% of those people get screening. After that, it goes up to the over 60%. So the very first thing you should do, because people are thinking, well, should the guidelines move down because more younger people are getting colon cancer? Well, first of all, when you turn 50, get screened. You know, the best screening method is the one you actually do.
But it's such an uncomfortable experience for so many people, and they're reluctant to sign up to do it.
And now you're saying people should do it at 45. That's
well, not people, the African American people, but here's the thing. The PrEP has gotten easier. And, you know, people complain about the PrEP, and you know what? It beats chemotherapy.
Point.
Well put.
Like an easy thing to do.
It's really an easy thing to do. And when you're under anesthesia, you know, you don't feel it. It's really the PrEP that people complain about.
Dr. LaPook, good advice. Thank you.